So let's start our meditation, and today happened to be a full moon day. It's also the Halloween month. Now I have a good friend. She's a pagan. Paganism is a very old religion. It has been there before even monotheism, a very old religion. So in pagan religion, Halloween is not just a costume party. It's a very sacred day. It's like Christmas or Easter, and now even Easter is a, it's not the, we don't have that spiritual spirit of Easter. We just paint eggs and do that. So the same goes to Halloween. Halloween is not just a costume party. It's where they celebrate the dead. There's many nuanced meanings in pagan Halloween. It's called Sovin also, Sovin. And so one thing that people believed on this moon is that the gap between the dead and the living becomes the thinnest in Sovin. The two realms are the closest. Now, for that, they have been doing a lot of rituals, and then there are good dead and bad dead. Some are nice, some are bad. So it's a bad period for some, it's a good period for some, it's a scary period for some. Oh, it's a great period for some where you get to connect with your past relatives and friends and whoever. But we can look at it this way also. This is also the flu season, right? It's also the flu season. People back in the day believed that flu is caused by all these other bad ghosts, the hungry ghosts, like in China. There's a lot of talk about hungry ghosts. So these bad beings are doing that to us. So we all, to some extent, in pretty much in all cultures, people believe in of a continuation of life after death, right? And very interestingly, the Buddhist answer to that is, why do you want to know? Right? And Halloween also it marks the end of the year, end of the period where they finished harvesting. So we have food, and it's the beginning of the new year, getting ready for winter, sort of a season. So now, because it's the month of sort of dead that we are looking at all that, let me bring something from the Buddhist Pali Canon called the Uraga Sutta. So Uraga Sutta, Uraga means a serpent or a snake. Now the story is like this, a very long story, but I'll try to make it really short. So there's a family who's a farmer and a landowner. He has some land and he's farming with his son. He has a daughter and the wife, and the son is married, wife and another kid, a grandkid. So one day the father and son set out to, they go to the farming place, which is a little far away from the house. They go there, and then the son gets bitten by a venomous snake, a king cobra. Like, there are really venomous snakes back there. So he gets bitten by a venomous snake. He's dead right away. But the father, he's not very upset about it because he knows that it could happen. It's a possibility. And then he sends a message to his wife, when you're coming, instead of bringing lunch, bring some flowers. And then the moment the wife hears that, the wife knows, well, if he asked to bring flowers, something must have gone wrong. If the father has said to bring the flowers, my son must have died. She's not very upset either. So the whole family comes to the farm field, and now they are doing the final rituals. Now, people looking at this incident, they were very worried. Why is this family not crying? Why are not they lamenting and upset? And why are they not going crazy about what happened? The good son died. So then a deity was really curious. So he came down and asked the question from the father, why are you not upset? And then the father said, well, the first question the deity asked was, is this a friend or is it a family? Because no one seems to be upset here. Is it a enemy? Because when an enemy dies, people are happy usually, right? So he asked if it's someone that you don't like. He said, no, this is my only son. He has been a very good son, the best son I could ever imagine. But I also understand, the snakes shed their skin. They shed their skin time to time. Right now, what I see is the skin of the snake, the shredded skin of the snake It's just a lifeless body, and I'm not going to cry looking at this, because when the time comes, the snake has to shed his skin, and that's how it is. He has to move on. So the same way, my son has left life, he has left this body, and I'm not upset about it. The deity was a little not convinced with that answer, and then he approached the mother. The mother said, well, people come to our life, children come to our life, partners come to our life, but especially when it comes to children, we don't get the chance to pick them. We can't go to, we can't pick whom we are getting as children. You know, when you go and buy a pumpkin, you can pick what you want for Halloween, right? But you can't do that with your kids. And what she said was that we don't get to pick who comes to our life, and we also don't get to say goodbye. I don't know if you have lost people, but usually you don't get a chance to say goodbye. Sometimes you get the chance, but most of the time you don't get the chance to say goodbye. You leave in the morning, when you come back in the evening, that person is gone, right? So then mother said, well, because I know this nature, I am not worried. I did not pick him, and I didn't get the chance to say goodbye. That's the very nature of our existence. So because of that, I'm not worried. And then he had a younger sister. The deity went and asked the sister, why are you not crying? She said, she gave the most teen girl answer, if I cry too much, I'm going to get dark spots. Right? And then because of that reason, I'm not going to cry, because if my crying brings him back to life, I would cry. I would cry because he's been a wonderful brother, the best brother I could imagine. But because of my crying is not going to bring him back, I'm not crying. And then they went to the wife. They asked the wife, why are you not crying? You must be devastated out of your husband's demise, very unfortunate and very sudden demise. She said, well, I understand, but there's no point of me crying, because when I go with my little child on the roads at night sometimes, the child points out at the moon and say, Mom, can you bring that bunny in the moon to me? And no matter how much he asks to bring that bunny from the moon, I cannot bring that. So the same way, I cannot bring this husband's life back to his body, and I can't go back to the past. So because I know that reason, I'm not crying, because I have accepted this reality. And then they went to the servant or the nanny who was taking care of this young master for the longest time. The nanny said, well, he's not just a master to me, he's a son to me, because I have taken care of him from his youngest days. He was a wonderful person, he treated me really well. But I am not crying, because in the morning I go to fetch water from the well, and I go with this clay pot. One day the clay pot, it slipped, and it went down, and I broke the clay pot. No matter how much I cry, I can't bring back the clay pot together. It's the nature of life. So because I know this nature, I'm not going to cry. So these are the 5 stories which appears in Uraga Sutta. I know that most of you could resonate with that. You could say, well, they are right. But when it comes to the place when we have to leave someone on, when we are lamenting about someone's death, it's not practical. But then again, it's the truth. We were commenting about how beautiful the sun today is, the sunset is. It's gone now. Look outside, it's gone. No matter what we do, no matter how much we like certain things, sometimes, it's not sometimes, all the time, it's inevitable for things to take their own journey. And we are here to enjoy that brief period with everyone. Like today, you are not going to stay in this monastery, I am going to stay and you are going to leave. But during this short interaction, we are going to enjoy it. We are going to be nice to each other, compassionate to each other. And as we say hi, we also say goodbye, right? So if we live with that philosophy, we can live a less stressful life. But now, having said that, we'll go back to meditation. And during meditation, we'll try to do this thing. We have been met with people who have been in our life, teachers, parents, grandfathers, grandmothers, friends that who have left this world. They are in the other world, the other realm, or wherever they are, or they may even not be existing. maybe that's the end, right? Regardless of whatever it is, let's do this. We are going to forgive them for any shortcoming that they have done. No matter what they have done to us, we are going to be forgiving them. We are going to completely 100% forgive them. And if we are having that sorrow, that sadness in our mind, we are going to let go of that in the spirit of their happiness for today. So this is the according to pagan religion, this is the time where the realms are the closest. So instead of showing them a bad face, let's show them a happy face. Okay, so in that note, let's start our Halloween meditation.